Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition of our daily debate. In today's edition, we are going to talk about the Ras Al Hikma developmental project, where Egypt and the United Arab Emirates are seeking to enhance the joint bilateral economic cooperation through carrying out strategic investment projects that serve their mutual interests. Ras Al Hikma project on Egypt's western north coast comes as one of the important initiatives which reflect such economic and investment cooperation between the two brotherly Arab countries through developing and integrating touristic and trade infrastructure at Egypt's north coast. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to have with us in the studio Engineer Amany, Shennawy, member of the civil society and international service organization. Hello, Engineer Amany, and thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you.
Our dear viewers, before starting our topic for the debate today, we'll start with our top stories. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received a phone call from the Cypriot counterpart, Nikos Christodoulidis, on Tuesday. Their telephone conversation tackled bilateral ties in addition to a number of regional issues of mutual concern. The two leaders confirmed that they are abiding by the mechanism of trilateral cooperation with Greece, as well as the periodical meetings as crucial tools to activate the regional cooperation. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the phone call witnessed a confirmation by the two countries to enhance bilateral relations and push forward means of cooperation in various domains. This comes within the framework of ongoing efforts to achieve interests of the two nations, especially in economic field, plus energy and electric linkage files. The spokesman added that the call also tackled a number of regional developments and means to calm the escalating situation in the Middle East region. In this regard, President al-Sisi stressed the significance that all sides should abide by the wisdom and responsibility, calling for an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and Lebanon. The head of state warned of the continued escalation and its negative repercussion on all peoples of the region, who braces for stability and development. For his part, the Cypriot leader hailed the ongoing Egyptian efforts to attain stability in the Middle East, expressing the country's keenness to support all efforts aimed at reclaiming peace and stability in the region. Addressing the lineup of the inspection of the 6th Armed Division of the 2nd Field Army in the Ismailia Governorate, President al-Sisi extended greetings on the occasion marking the 51st anniversary of the October War victory. The head of state noted that Egypt had achieved the victory in the 1973 October War, despite the difference in capabilities through will and vision. He said that during the October War, the will to liberate the land was engraved in the hearts of all Egyptians. The president asserted that peace has always been a strategic choice for the Egyptian state. President al-Sisi confirmed that Egypt does not have a hidden agenda against any party. On the Palestinian cause, President al-Sisi affirmed that the Palestinian people have the right to live in an independent state. President Sisi stressed that the Palestinian cause is pivotal and crucial for all Egyptians. He said Cairo has sought to reach a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, a return of the detainees, as well as allowing, and that would be for allowing the aid to reach the besieged enclave. Meanwhile, the president noted that Egypt has spent 10 years in fight against terrorism. President al-Sisi also said that the armed forces and police have played a great role in protecting the national security since 2011. He added that Egypt's armed forces is a balanced and wise force and is part of the Egyptian people. President al-Sisi said the armed forces doctrine is about protecting the Egyptian state and the Egyptian borders. Welcome back. Egypt and the United Arab Emirates seek to enhance joint bilateral economic cooperation through carrying out strategic investment projects in several multi-tasks and multi-direction. Ras Al Hikma project on Egypt's western north coast comes as one of the important initiatives which reflects such economic and investment cooperation between the two brotherly countries through developing integrated touristic and trade infrastructure at the Egyptian north coast.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan witnessed the launch of Ras Al Hikma development project on Egypt's western north coast, a significant step in strengthening economic and investment ties between the two Arab countries. The event, attended by Egypt's Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and prominent business leaders from both nations, marked the official start of the ambitious project which aims to transform the region into a major new city development. During the launch ceremony, the two presidents received a detailed presentation outlining the project's objectives, components, and its significant economic investment, real estate, tourism, and environmental implications. President Sisi and bin Zayed were briefed about the integrated services and features of the project in addition to its aspiring developmental and economic opportunities. The event witnessed the launch of a partnership between several international, Egyptian, and Emirati companies to advance innovation in the field of smart electric vehicles in the Middle East and North Africa region. It culminated with the signing of contracts by Egyptian and Emirati companies to initiate work on the projects. Both presidents expressed their gratitude to individuals and teams involved in the project's development, emphasizing that it exemplifies a constructive development partnership between Egypt and UAE. They also highlighted the project's role in bolstering economic and investment ties between the two nations. The two leaders expressed their gratitude and appreciation to those responsible for implementing the project from both the Egyptian and Emirati sides. They watched a visual presentation outlining the objectives and various components of the project, highlighting its impact on the economy, investment, real estate, tourism, and environment. The leaders also witnessed the signing of key contracts between Egyptian and Emirati companies, recognizing the commencement of the on-ground work for the project. The event also marked the beginning of a partnership between international, Egyptian, and Emirati companies aimed at advancing innovation in the smart electric vehicle sector in the Middle East and North Africa. The total investment in the development of Ras Al Hikma city is $110 billion, with Egypt holding 35% share of the project's profits.
And welcome back, our dear viewers, for more highlight on Ras Al Hikma project and its impact on both Egypt and the United Arab Emirates. We are joined in the studio by our dear guest engineer Amany Shennawy, member of the Civil Society and International Service Organization. Greeting again, Engineer Amany. And to start with, Egypt and the United Arab Emirates have signed a historic deal to build a multi-billion new state-of-the-art city at Ras Al Hikma as a new massive urban business and touristic center in the country's north coast. How far, from your point of view, the project has become the largest of its kind for both Egypt and the United Arab Emirates?
The new cities and the foreign investments are very important. If we say or talk about the foreign direct investment,
Indeed.
it is very important for countries, especially a developing country like ours. So the project of Ras Al Hikma is a very important project as a new city in the north coast, and a very important project for the partnership between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, especially that it is the highest investment the highest foreign investment that is made in Egypt until now.
Could you please highlight the project's role in boosting the investment ties binding both countries and the constructive developments partnership between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, as its investments are expected to reach the minimum of 150 billion US dollars?
The investment is as we said, in the city of Ras Al Hikma, which is 170 million meter square of area. It is a very long beach of average of around 350 kilometers on the shore. It is a very important city with all the new standards of new cities. So it's very important for both friend countries, Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, to have such partnership, which is already in Egypt's plan of developing cities. We have a lot of new cities, one of which is Ras Al Hikma, and I read about its the plan of having a city at Ras Al Hikma since 2 years. It's not something new that we're planning to have a city at this very important strategic place. It was planned in our plan in Egypt's development to have such a city. The new is that the partnership is done, and it's done in a very special way between two friend countries, and we're going to see a very important new city on our north coast.
Yes, hopefully. Engineer Amany, the project implemented by the new Urban Community Authority and the Abu Dhabi Development Holding Company. Actually, as you have kindly mentioned, it would be built on an unprecedented area, actually, of over 40,600 fiddans. How will this vast area feature residential districts, prestigious hotels, touristic resorts, entertainment venues, and facilities and services as well?
The city is having 25% of its area green areas, which is very important for the environment. It has a free zone. It has a residential area which will be average holding about 2 million citizens. It can hold a lot of people who have a lot of job opportunities and have lives all year life, not only during summer. It has hotels of very high standard. It is an economic area that will have a lot of businesses, a lot of job opportunities, and it follows the regulations of the new cities about the environment, the green economy. We're going to see transportation means that are important and very clean, and we are going to have an airport which is in the south of Ras Al Hikma.
Yes. Is this mega deal poised to have a remarkable impact actually on different aspects of the Egyptian economy on the long term?
Yes. The project, it's not a sale project. It's not that the land is sold. No, it is a partnership between the Emirati company, the Abu Dhabi holding company,
yes,
and the Egyptian urban for new cities.
Yes.
So it's a partnership that is going to give Egypt profit in the percentages that are being set between the two countries, and it's going to it is predicted that it's going to give Egypt around $24 billion in its economy. Yes. Every year. It's going to be a profitable a profitable project that is going to have a lot of job opportunities, a lot of places where people can live, and where economy can have a great ground for starting new businesses and having youth and having people transfer their living to live there and have new projects or work in the international corporates that will be there.
Yes, indeed. How will Ras Al Hikma project contribute in promoting the infrastructure of the area and broadening the urban community there?
As a start, we're having a great revolution in our infrastructure, transportation means, in the roads. Everyone can see our revolution all over Egypt in transportation. This is very important to have a developing country having all this infrastructure. As for the city of Ras Al Hikma, and it's connected to Cairo through Al Dab'a roads. So it's going to have an airport also. It's going to have new infrastructure for having internet connections, having everything possible for the living and for having a new city with all the regulations of new cities. That will be very helpful to have our infrastructure at that part of the country.
Indeed. As the project will include administrative and service buildings, a free economic zone for information technology, industries and logistical hubs, as well as a central business district, how will the area attract the global investment companies in the future?
Having good infrastructure in the city, having an airport, having a lot of facilities that the government is giving to the new projects and to the foreign direct investments in Egypt. All this is going to, and also the location of Ras Al Hikma, the location of Egypt in general is very important and very attractive for international investments. So it's going to attract a lot of corporates, a lot of big companies to have their headquarters and their offices at Egypt. Also, being in the center of the Mediterranean, this is very important as a touristic place that is going to attract a lot of touristic projects, and it's going to have marines as well, 5 marines that are going to be at Ras Al Hikma. This is very important for tourism too.
Indeed. Also, the outline of the project's objective and the significant economic, investment, touristic and environmental implications of that project. How do you see these elements in the success of that project?
Well, as for the environmental part, and I'm very fond of environment and of saving our Mother Earth after all those years of eliminating carbon dioxide in the air, I believe that the new cities are very important to set the model. To set the model in transportation means inside the city that are not harmful for the environment, in the industrial area that it's going to be well treated, and we won't see the black fumes coming out of the factories. It's the green economic that we're dreaming of that's going to be started in the new cities. Cities of the 5th generation are having a lot of regulations in waste disposal, in waste treatment, in water treatment that will make the great effect on the environment, and we're going to see great achievements.
Indeed. What about the region advantages, the integrated services offered by the project, and the development and economic opportunities it is presenting?
The economic opportunities, as we said, as for the beginning of the project, we had, as all the world is having an economic crisis, we had a problem with the foreign currency being not stable. So having this project started to stabilize the foreign currency, and to have the inflation, the inflation going lower, or at least it's stabilizing, because always having foreign investments in the country does this. On the long term, we're going to have projects that are going to serve the economic with more profits and more foreign currency flowing in the country, in and out. This will make more stabilization in the country, and we'll see economic development for the better, especially with job opportunities. Our society in Egypt, our citizens are youth. We are a youthful country, having around 70% of the citizen youth. So we need job opportunities all over Egypt. So this will be very important to have job opportunities, and which is very important for the economy.
Yes, that would be my next question, Engineer Amany. To what extent the joint Egyptian-Emirati project will create thousands of job opportunities for the youth?
Building a new city takes a lot of years. In those years, you need a lot of people who design, who build, who take care of the project. So in those years of building the city, there will be a lot of people working in the construction and in building the city. After that, having an economic zone and a free zone, and having tourism in the city, this will help in a lot of ways in having people of different education levels and different positions that will go and work there. Hopefully people will be living in the North Coast, as we had a problem at some time that we in Egypt are living near the Nile. We are living in the Delta and the Nile. Now we are better distributed with the new cities all over Egypt. If we're talking about new Ismailia, new Asyut, about the new administrative city, so and also
new destination in different places,
yes.
So people are better distributed.
Better distribution of people. This is far more better for the country and for using our resources.
Indeed. Before continuing our interview here, Engineer Amany will go to watch this report where the IMF says the Ras Al Hikma project recognizes Egypt's economic potential to generate additional tourism revenues. More details.
The International Monetary Fund said the Ras Al Hikma deal, which is worth $35 billion, will reduce the pressure on the balance of payment, but if it were used prudently. IMF chief for Egypt, Ivana Vladkova, said the expectation for what is a prudent use of the new resources coming into Egypt from Ras Al Hikma deal is to ensure that those resources are used to reduce Egypt's vulnerabilities and to make sure that they are used to improve the outlook. the economic outlook facing Egypt. She added that from this perspective, authorities are set to save a significant portion of those proceeds in gross international reserves to strengthen the buffers that Egypt has to deal with forward-looking shocks and use a significant portion of those proceeds, so 50% of the local currency value of those proceeds, to reduce public debt. Holler explained that Ras Al Hikma investment project recognizes the potential of the Egyptian economy in terms of generating additional tourism revenue. She further said that as normally FDI flows come into a particular country, recognizing again the ability of the country to generate additional resources in various areas. And as long as the conditions are there, the conditions that we spoke about in terms of having a fair level playing field for the private sector to compete alongside with public sector enterprises, FDI is likely to come in order to bring in the know-how, bring in additional resources for investment that would again strengthen the ability of the Egyptian economy to generate jobs and generate economic growth. The project represents the largest investment deal in Egypt's history, with a total projected investment of $150 billion. During the development phase, this new project is part of Egypt's 2052 urban development plan for the country's northwestern coastal region, and in line with the Western North Coast Development Project, covering an area of over 170 square kilometers. Ras Al Hikma is set to include residential districts, prestigious international hotels, tourist resorts, expansive entertainment venues, and essential service facilities such as hospitals, schools and universities. Additionally, it will feature a free economic zone for information technology industries and logistics hubs, a central business district to attract global companies, and a large marina for tourist yachts and ships. An international airport south of the city is also planned, with Abu Dhabi Development Holding Company developing the airport and Egypt receiving a share of its revenues. The new city is set to attract 8 million tourists to Egypt upon completion. The city will benefit from the new Dabaa nuclear power plant as a source of renewable energy.
And continuing our debate here with Engineer Amany Shennawy. Engineer Amany, the total investment in the development of Ras Al Hikma city is about $110 billion US, with the Egypt holding of a 35% share of the project's profits. How can the state actually benefit from the profit in developing the northern coast region to attract more tourists?
Egypt is, as a partner in the project, we have 35%, as you said, of the project. Yeah. So it's very important to have all our experiences with Emirati experiences in tourism and how to attract people for coming. And we have a beautiful city with white sand and blue water, very clear water, so it's fantastic to have to be a tourist who is willing to come in this very nice place. All over the year we're having a beautiful weather all over the year, in summer of course, but in winter too, for Europeans and for people who live in cold countries. I believe that they can have a lot of activities to do in this beautiful spot of the world.
Yes, indeed. When finalized, what would be the impact of Ras Al Hikma ambitious project on flourishing the tourism movement in Egypt?
Egypt has a lot of tourism sites. We can have the ancient Egyptian tourism. We have the marine tourism, as in Sharm el-Sheikh and Gharda'a and Hurghada. We have many ways to have tourism, like in Siwa. So at the north coast there's a very special places for tourists to swim and to have luxury life in nice hotels that are going to be built there. It's very important. It's very near from Alamein and all the monuments and the museums we are having at Alamein, because Alamein is not only a city and a business city.
It witnessed the Second World War, and we have some burial places for the Germans and the Italians there.
Yes, we have people who are. We have museums for all the countries of the world. They can come and visit. We have Marsa Matruh is very near, and it has also great shores and clear water. So it's going to be a very important part of Egypt for tourism.
Indeed. Do you expect the giant project will transform the region into a new touristic hub and an investment destination?
Yes, tourism and investment are always, they come together. So we can have a lot of investments that are going to be placed in touristic projects. And as we said, the marine life there is beautiful, the swimming and the shores and the sun. Also having business there, and at the same time having a nice place to live at will attract people to live there. It's going to be connected, or it's already connected with Cairo, with El Daba road, and it's connected to Alexandria with very fast and safe roads too. So this makes it very important for this place, especially that it's on the Mediterranean, and it's going to have an airport. This is very important for the logistics of the.
Of course, we have will have an airport in Ras Al Hikma, and we did inaugurate the airport in El Alamein city as well. So we do have a very active infrastructure here regarding the development of this very important destination. Engineer Amany, also we were talking about the yachting tourism. Do you believe that the development of Ras Al Hikma and this mega project will attract the tourists with yachts to come and dock here in Egypt? Are we going, as the state is keen to develop this very sophisticated field of tourism, which is the yachting tourism?
I believe that this is a part of the plan for the marina in Ras Al Hikma, and maybe there'd be more than a marina because the place is very large. People with having interest in yachts in Europe, they have a limited time because the weather gets cold. Our weather in Egypt...
Till this very moment, we are in mid-October, and the weather is great. You can swim, you can enjoy the sun. You have
maybe until December.
Yes.
After that, you have December, the mid-December until February. It could be a little bit cold, not that much cold. So we're having an average weather, a fantastic weather all over the year. And the sun is shining, and this reminds me of a song, an Egyptian song that speaks about the sun, and our sun is shining all
year long.
Yes, and this will be very attractive for people who like the yachts.
Yes. Engineer Amany, while we were on our break, you talked about this mega project and how it did help also in ending the black market for currency in Egypt. Can you shed more light on that?
As we said, Ras Al Hikma project was planned since years.
Yes.
At the moment that the partnership happened between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, this was a very important point for Egypt. We had an economic crisis like every country in the world. We had the currency, our currency was floated at that time.
Yes.
And the foreign currency was going up, 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 up. It was a curve, a going up curve.
Yes.
At that point, when the partnership was done and the money was being sent to Egypt,
yes,
to our banks, this stabilized the foreign currency, and it ended the black market. We had a very bad issue with the black market, because it raises the foreign country
value,
without logic.
Yes.
Reasons. So the black market ended, and the foreign currency was stabilized, and this was for the better.
Of course. Can you emphasize, Ambassador Engineer Amany, the project role in exemplifying the constructive development partnership between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, as well as in bolstering the economic and investment ties?
Egypt and the United Arab Emirates have a lot of ties and friendships since long ago. We can't forget that we're having a very important place in Egypt, which is called Sheikh Zayed. This was Sheikh Zayed of Emirates since years, and since the 80s or the 70s maybe. So a place in Egypt that it can be developed, and this is what happened. Sheikh Zayed was developed as an area in Egypt, and this is still a place, a very important area in Egypt. Ras Al Hikma too is a result of this friendship and this partnership between the two countries, and it's going to be a very important hub, economic hub in Egypt, and a free zone.
Yes, indeed. Ras Al Hikma's $35 billion investment project will result in funds that will be used to invest in key projects across Egypt to support the country's economic growth and its development. What's your take on that?
There are a lot of companies that are going to help in the construction of Ras Al Hikma. A lot of names are being said already that are going to be building in Ras Al Hikma, Egyptian companies. This is very important, that it helps the economy in Egypt. Also having, after the construction finishes and the international companies are set there, it's very important to have people from all over Egypt working in the projects, and this will be very important and a key, economic key in Egypt, in all sides.
Yes, indeed. To what extent the project has provided, as we were talking, a crucial injection of funds for Egypt, which had been struggling with the foreign currency shortages, exacerbated, of course, by the loss of the revenue of the Suez Canal due to the attacks on the Red Sea and the security issue in the Red Sea?
We have Suez Canal is not working with its full power, of course, and the revenues are still lower than what was expected at that time. And this is happening since 1 year. This is a very long period of time. We have also another thing, that people who are living out of Egypt are always sending the money. So at that time, 22% was decreased from the revenue.
Because of the black market?
Yes. This
Yes.
is true. So it was all a cycle that we had to break and go out of this cycle. This was very important that the investment started and the partnership started. The money was being in Egypt, and it helped to stabilize the foreign currency, and it helped that we got rid of the black market, hopefully forever.
Yes. Actually, the recent period witnessed a series of memoranda of understanding for potential partnerships on mega projects. How do you estimate this from an economic point of view?
Partnerships and memorandum of understandings are very important. You can't have investments that are local and that's it. You always are seeking partners who not only are partners that invest money, but also the best practices of the other countries. Always there is an exchange of experiences between the partners. So this is very important, to have partnerships and to have a memorandum of understandings that will help to establish bigger projects and mega projects.
Yes. Actually, do you think that developing and delivering a master plan of this magnitude require sector-specific expertise and capabilities across a wide range of industries, and is achievable only through strong strategic partnerships?
Strategic partnerships are very important. And having the industries, we have our potential in Egypt is people, our citizens.
Yes.
And as we have the majority of people are youth, this is very important. And as we are trying to make those youth more productive by developing the education and by developing their health, because those are very the most two important points, that the most two important files in order to have people working and productive is the education and health. So this is what we're doing. Education is being developed, and health is being taken care of through a lot of initiatives, like 100 million health that we're having, and all the health projects that we're having across Egypt. So this is going to help a lot in the industries.
Hope so. Engineer Amany Shennawy, member of the Civil Society and International Service Organizations, thank you so much for your precious input and for being our guest for tonight. Thank you so much, Engineer Amany. Our dear viewers, with that we come to the end of this edition of our daily debate. I'm Rabia signing off. Thank you for watching.